Hallo. Ihr Wundervollen, wow. Ich komme mal wieder gerade aus einer wunderschönen, tiefen Heil-Session mit mir selbst. Und bin noch ganz beseelt und dachte, das ist doch ein super Zeitpunkt, um einen LustTalk 22:22 mal wieder zu machen. Genau, und da fliegen schon die Herzen, hey, danke. Genau, und deswegen bin ich jetzt hier, ganz wundervoll, juicy. Ja, komm mal mit mir rein. No, oh, English, wow. Oh, you watched me on the interview with Karin, huh? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, try in English. Wow, that's not my easiest thing. Better try. Okay, hey, you beautiful beings. I love to see you all. Actually, sometimes I have the feeling that my soul is talking in English to me. That's really interesting. Also, some beautiful thoughts are coming in, like affirmation thoughts. Okay, what I wanted to say today is really wow. I work as a doula. I worked as a doula, and especially on orgasmic births. And I researched a lot about pleasure, how women can come to pleasure, but also about why it is so difficult for us to be not with the pleasure. So I hope you all understand me if I'm in English. I do it for Kaylee. Hey, Kaylee. If someone is something hard to understand, then just write it. Then I try it in German as well. Okay. So what I wanted to say, it's really amazing if you search in history. I mean, you don't have to search, you just have to look in our history that we know how we know it. How much our female pleasure is unterdrückt, suppressed, I think, for so many years, and in such a strategic, durchgedachte Strategie, yes. So in a really good logic way. It's really crazy, especially at birth. If you look at birth, how women are not allowed to give birth in a sexual way, and to get this, if they hadn't had it until then it's a great possibility for women to really feel themselves for the first time as a really sexual being, but at the same time as a creation being, as a being that hold on, I have to put this sound down, as a being that it's able to create life. And if a woman understands that it was her who did this in the end, of course there are 2 or even 3 souls that are doing this, but in the end her body is doing it in a really strong way. And if the woman gets this beautiful opportunity to feel her creation power, her manifestation power during birth, could you DM me after I have many questions? I can PM you. Yes, I will do. I can't do everything here. But in the end, there's maybe also space for questions. Yeah. Okay, so the women are really so powerful in the birth if they are allowed to be, and if they feel this creation power, and if they allow themselves not to go into the shame but to go into this pleasure thing, yeah, then they connect the pleasure, the orgasmic frequency in which they created the life, the baby, in the first time, yeah. So on the first hand, they created the baby. We all create our babies in this orgasmic frequency in the best way. I know there are other ways too. So it's so logical. It's so there is no other way that we as women can experience our creation power through birth in a sexual, beautiful, pleasurable way. Yes. And this, it's really almost not possible if you go to a normal hospital birth thing that you haven't prepared for the first baby you get, with a body that you don't have really connected to before, with a womb that you never had felt before, really. Yeah, so like this is the typical woman normally in hospital. This is 70, 80, 90% like this. Yeah, and of course they get all traumatized, and that means that at the exact point where we can have the most power as women, we get so much weakened, and so much that we got the feeling really trained in this really holy process. We got the feeling in our whole system, our whole body, that we are not able to do it. We get the feeling that we need someone else, like a doctor, that it's in German called entbindet uns, that it's putting out the baby out of us, and we are not doing it ourselves. Yeah, and it's not sexual at all, by the way. And there is nothing about creation and about manifestation, about orgasmic frequency. And that is so raw. I feel it so raw at the moment. And if I really go into it and open my channels, then I can really feel all this, how can I tell it, weakness and pain, that it's a big belief system that we call kollektives Bewusstsein. I don't know the word in English, like the whole consciousness of our women in the world. And this is just one example. I mean, we can also look in something like Beschneidung and stuff like this, and we all know, you know what I mean. It's so crazy. But if you now think about it, that if we would have this power back, if we really channel our pleasure, if we understand how holy our sexuality is, if we understand that our sexuality and our pleasure, it's part of our manifestation power. Whoa, you know, of course they don't want us to be so powerful. Of course not. Yeah, but now it's time to empower ourselves back. It's time to reconnect to this pleasure, to this holy pleasure, to this holy sexual magic, and these keys that we are holding within ourselves. It's also that with our pleasure we can connect so easy with our soul and with our higher self and with our deep female wisdom that tells us exactly what to do, when to do, how to do it. Yeah, that tells us everything. For example, how to heal. Yeah, that's my beautiful orgasmic healing temple online that it's starting in 2 days. I'm really excited about it, and it worked so well. It's so easy, and I'm so, sometimes I'm so, wow, how easy it is. You know, sometimes I'm just completely excited and I don't know what, it's like unbelievable how easy it is and how logic it is. And if you look at the world and the whole history in these terms, you find so many hints where really, yeah, we women got our power taken away from us, and how also in education, little girls, also little boys, of course, you know, I'm talking for women today, but how really, you know, like this phrase, du kannst nicht tun, worauf du Lust hast. Yeah, so also like how we use our words is so strong, especially if you work with affirmation, if you work with word, like what I'm doing also in my temple from Paul Selig, who's knowing him. So if you work with these words and you understand that words are also manifesting your reality, it's so strong. I just can talk about the German language because the English I don't know so well, how we as women got words in our body that it's so depowering, that it's so taking away our power, And I want to translate this in German now because it's really important. In English I just use the word power, aber in Deutschen ist es diese Macht. Dieses Wort Macht, allein Macht, ist für mich, ich habe so lange gebraucht, dieses Wort wirklich anzunehmen, weil es für mich sofort negativ belegt war. Alle Worte, die uns wirklich in eine krasse Stärke bringen, haben wir bereits negativ reingeimpft bekommen. Wie Macht, wie Geld, wie Erfolg, ja, wie Sexualität, Lust, du hast zu viel Lust, du hast Bock. Irgendwie ist meine Kamera seltsam. Ja, all das, es wurde uns abtrainiert, es wurde zu Dingen stigmatisiert, die wir, sorry, I have to talk in German for a moment. Es wurde wirklich in Dinge für uns umkonnotiert, umgedeutet. Wir wurden programmiert mit Worten, die uns daran hindern, in unsere Macht zu kommen, die uns daran hindern zu erkennen, wie wir unsere Sexualität, unsere Lust nutzen können, um kraftvoll, um machtvoll zu sein, um Heilerinnen zu sein, um Coaches zu sein, ja. Wir wurden systematisch runtergedrückt. Und jetzt möchte ich aufhören, von diesem negativen Bild zu sprechen, denn wir gehen hier ja in eine neue Zeit. Und das ist das Geile. Und here there's this changing point. Now there's coming a new age, a new time period, a new world that it's built up by us. And so it's also our, it's our duty in a way, it's our responsibility to really grow up, to really stand in our whole power, in unsere ganze Macht. Also as a healer, because this world needs so much healing. And of course, I myself need so much healing. And today, it was so magic. I tried to do some techniques that I want to share in the orgasmic healing course that's starting on Wednesday. And I just did it for myself and more in an experimental way. And I had immediately results. It was so amazing. It was so amazing. It really changed a big issue in my family life, which I can't tell here because it's too private. But I tried to make you understand. It was so unbelievable. It was something that changed on a person that I never thought in 1,000 years it would ever change. Never. This person is like this, like for the ever. I know her. I know him. Yes. So it was so amazing. I was like, okay, can it be that this happened because I did this? Oh my God, no, it can't be. It can't be. But it worked. It was so fucking crazy amazing. And I'm like, whoa, can it be so easy? Yes, it can be so easy. And yes, you have the power. Oh fucking goodness, sorry, I need to use this word. Yeah, the power. And there is no logic at all that you believe, that you go on believing that they're just, for example, that they're just medicine doctor elite. Yeah, I don't want to fight, to angreifen someone who is a doctor at the moment. That's not what I mean, but it's more the whole system, that it always makes us believe that we can't do it on our own, that we don't have the power to heal, for example, that of course someone who studied for years and knows blah 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 blah, he can heal you, just he. And of course it works because you believe it. Yes, of course. And then we are in like this quantum healing field that we also will use, and it's so powerful in it. But it's really more than that. It's like quantum healing combined with my pleasure manifestation tools, combined with tools of the new time, like that you know, maybe from Word or from the 4 steps to freedom. So it's really fucking cool that it's coming up here. It fucking works. I love this work. I have the word, that's like in German to say the word geil, and I love it. I say it all the time. So it's really interesting to reprogram yourself with some words and to give the words back the real power that they have, and not this shame that makes it, feeling really eng and narrow-minded. And yes, so yes, it can be so easy to fall in love. Oh yeah, beautiful song, thank you. Genau, es kann so leicht sein, and it is like, it's orgasmic frequency, it's the power of love, it's the power of, it's a special frequency that we are sending out if we make love, for example. And so it's so easy to achieve it. And this is a frequency that creates world. And this is a frequency that heals. And this is a frequency that really makes a big difference, and that also can and that also, yeah, of course, there's so many, it's a new world. Sorry, Nicoletta just wrote that I empowered her at the moment that she's starting something, I think something medical like, healing like, without an education. I mean, depends what education, education is not education. There's so different kinds of educations, but I think we are really in a new time period, and for this we need new format and new systems of everything, because the old, it's kind of ill in a way, and we want to heal it. We want to make really a new world, and therefore we need to be healers. We need to step into our whole power of healing, of not just of be a healer, but also of being the medicine. You are the medicine, and you are the medicine woman. You're both. And this is so beautiful. And if you feel this, and if it runs through your veins, and then you heal out of this pleasure, and you don't heal to manipulate. You don't heal because you need of something, of needing the person is not allowed to die, and you need it. No, you heal because that's what you are. That's your essence. That's your holy fucking beauty pleasure to do. You can't do anything else than that, because that's what you are. You are the medicine. And yes, so it's and it's also about the words, like you say, Nicoletta, Gaia, and it's I think the chat, it's always a little bit late after how I tell it, but yeah, it's really to use these words again and to reconnect with, because a word is a word in the first hand, and then it gets a certain type of Schwingung, of vibration that we learned that it's already there in the field, but we can change it. We have so many power. If we connect to our divine self, to our healing self, to what we really are, if we do that, we can heal, and we can also heal words, and we can also change fields. And this is so, and we can change whole family system fields, and also we can do it for ourselves. And that is so important, because I know a lot of healers, and they not even call themselves healers, because there's also a word that is in German, Heiler. Yeah, I'm a coach. Coach is much cooler than Heiler. I mean, I heal people, but I'm a coach. Because we're so fucking afraid of really, yeah, using it and taking the word, and also what it. As a coach, I can always say, it was not my fault. The person just did it themselves, But as a healer, there's such a big system that it's making up in my mind. If I really needed some years to step into this, to claim, I'm a healer. I know that I can heal. I love to heal. It's my highest pleasure. And that's what we're doing. In this course, you really initiate your healing, your healer, your inner healer, and we start with ourselves. And then, of course, you can use it. Of course, you can use it for healing your clients, or to teach them how they can heal themselves, or how they can heal others. Yes, because if you realize that all this is one, then it doesn't matter. You don't have to distinguish between you and me, because it's one. So that's why I can heal you, because you are me, and I can heal myself. And this is so beautiful about it. And that's also how quantum healing, it's working if you just start with yourself. Sometimes people around, maybe some of you know, had some similar experiences. If you start with yourself, then sometimes people around you get healed and you never thought about them. It just worked like this. Yeah, of course, because you also did it without expectation, without needs that you still are vibrating to, so it's really hard not to do a wobble, but it's not hard. It's easy if you do it out of the orgasmic frequency, and that is the trick about it. And that's how both things work together, the orgasmic and the healing. And this is so wow. This is what I learned during orgasmic birth, Doula Begleitung, because it was amazing to see this woman should have the biggest pain in their life, but they had the biggest pleasure in their life, because how they surrender, but also how they mindseted themselves before and also during, always to put their empfänger always on pleasure. Where's the pleasure? They were always searching for the pleasure in it. And you can search for the pleasure in everything, in every situation, in every bad relationship, in everything. There's pleasure, and that's so beautiful, and that's how you can twist and change situations. And oh my God, I could talk forever. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say, and I want really to empower you to go for it and to understand that this is the time now, that there is not so many tomorrows anymore. I mean, there are a lot of tomorrows, but there are not a lot of tomorrows in this old world anymore. And then we have to build up the new. And now it's already there. It's here. The new age, Aquarius. Yeah, they were singing in the 70s. It's here. It's here now. And we need to do it now. And for that, we need to be really fucking good prepared. And what means good preparation? Like the same in birth preparation, you really need to clear your mind and your body, but not in an old masculine disciplined shanti way. No, in a beautiful way, with a lot of pleasure, with a lot of ohs and ahs and yeses. Yeah, that's how I work. That's how it works as a single mom, for example. Otherwise it wouldn't work. How can you have a beautiful business that is exploding and have a child and has a beautiful house and and the mother that needs care and that's how I do it. I do it with the orgasmic frequency. I do it with my pleasure all the time, and that makes it so easy, and it's so clear, and everything is so clear, and I just know. And that's what I want to teach you, how you connect with this part in you that just knows always and feels it and gives you the right impulses, and then you know how to heal, and you know where to start, you know where the root is. You don't do it in the symptoms, you really go deep, and it's so beautiful. And we are so allowed to do it now. We are allowed. You are allowed to be a healer. You are so big, you're so wise, and you're so beautiful, and you're so full of pleasure. Yeah, I know I'm opening. Oh, there are just a few people watching. Cool. Yeah, if there's a question, maybe you can also talk in German. If there is a question, it's open now. And the LustTalk, pleasure talk, I always give freedom for questions if you want to. Oh, Tage der alten Welt, klingt krass. Both, beides. Nicoletta, ich gehe jetzt mal auf Deutsch, wer es nicht versteht, gerne schreiben. Beides, ich fühle es. Viele Leute sprechen davon. Es ist so, es ist, wie soll ich sagen, aber es ist überhaupt nicht gruselig. Im Gegenteil, es ist wunderschön. Und es wird so lange noch bedient, solange so und so viele das noch brauchen. Und dass sich alle erschaffen, alle, auch die schlafen, die erschaffen sich ja ihre Schlafwelt weiter. Deswegen wird es so lange noch sein, solange die noch schlafen. Und Für uns muss es aber nicht mehr sein. Und es fühlt sich manchmal so an, als ob man hin und her switcht zwischen den Welten. Ob man das jetzt Welten nennt oder Vibrations oder, es ist aber deine Frage klingt nach Angst, die brauchst du nicht, überhaupt nicht. Es ist eher, oh mein Gott, wie viele Tage ist es noch, weil das ist endlich anders. Ja, aber die Frage ist, wie machen wir es? Wie ändern wir es? Wie änderst du es? Weil alles, was du siehst, alles, was um dich herum ist, hast du mit erschaffen. Du bist so groß, du bist so göttlich, du bist Manifestorin, du manifestierst hier, du kreierst es. Deine Vibrations kreieren alles um dich herum. Alles, die ganze Zeit. Und die Frage ist, was willst du? Und wenn du dich ausrichtest und immer weniger unbewusst, es ist ungefähr Prozentsatz so, wir manifestieren ungefähr, so der normale Mensch, der von dem noch nichts gehört hat oder sehr unbewusst ist, manifestiert 99%, 99, irgendwas Prozent unbewusst. Deswegen spürt er es ja gar nicht so und empfindet er auch nicht so. Und je bewusster wir werden, desto mehr Prozentchen schaffen wir bewusst zu manifestieren. Ich glaube, jemand, der sich sehr lange viel damit auseinandersetzt, so wie ich zum Beispiel, würde sagen, oh, voll aus dem Bauch her, irgendwelche blöden Zahlen. Ich bin jetzt bei 5%. Überleg mal, was da noch möglich ist. Ja, 5% bewusst. Über die freue ich mich wie Schnitzel, wenn dann krasse, geile Sachen passieren, ja, weil ich sie manifestiert habe. Und die anderen 95% sind immer noch unbewusst, ja. Und wer den Film Lucy nicht kennt, volles Science-Fiction-Ding, aber so, so geil, schaut ihn euch an, ja. Und es ist krass, du musst es experimentieren, du musst ausprobieren mit Dingen, die dir leicht fallen, wo du wenig Widerstände hast. Und das ist Magic, was passiert im Leben, wenn du anfängst, bewusst zu manifestieren. Nicoletta schreibt, ja, es braucht Mut und Craziness. Aber es braucht immer mehr und es werden jeden Tag mehr. Das ist so geil. Es sind jeden Tag mehr. Und wir haben ja jetzt gerade dank Corona nur die Möglichkeit, uns hier über online zu empowern. Aber wie geil, wie viele Menschen berühre ich, wie viele Menschen kann ich erreichen? Oh mein Gott, ich habe im letzten Dreivierteljahr bin ich explodiert. Ich habe, keine Ahnung, 200 Menschen allein als Kunden, als zahlende Kundinnen in meinen Kursen und so, ja. 200 Frauen, das ist so eine krasse Zahl und keine Ahnung, wie viele Hunderte mehr hier, ohne dass sich die einen Kurs bei mir gebucht haben. Und yes, ja, das braucht uns. Es braucht Heiler und es braucht erwachte Frauen. Es braucht Frauen, die andere Frauen und Männer empowern und anders Mama sind und aussteigen, immer mehr aussteigen. Je mehr du deine Power spürst, desto mehr kannst du aussteigen aus dem System und desto weniger wirst du kontrollierbar, manipulierbar. Und das ist so wunderschön. So, ich würde das jetzt hiermit beenden, diesen wundervollen Lusttalk. Ich danke euch und ich freue mich sehr, 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 euch hier inspirieren zu dürfen. Und es gibt viele Kurse bei mir, nicht nur Orgasmic Healing, der ist wirklich advanced für die Heilerinnen, die es spüren oder die Frauen, die das spüren in sich. Es ist noch ein letzter Platz frei für Mittwoch. Sehr intensiv 5 Wochen. Das musst du wollen. Da arbeite ich wirklich nur mit Frauen, die es wirklich wollen. Also du darfst dich gerne noch auf den letzten Platz bewerben. Aber ansonsten, ich habe auch viele Dinge, wo man einfach reinkommen kann, wie zum Beispiel einen Lustraum, ja, wo du 40 € im Monat einfach jede Woche einen Input bekommst, in einer wunderschönen Telegram-Gruppe mit anderen erwachenden Frauen zusammen bist und deine Lust erforschen kannst und das erstmal kultivieren. Den Weg bin ich ja auch gegangen, ja, bevor du es nutzen kannst, musst du es ja erstmal dir erschließen und das ist auch wunderschön. Und mein kleiner Lusttempel im Dezember 3 Tage, 3x3 Stunden intensives Live-Seminar, wo es dann auch die Tools gibt zum selber anwenden, der steht natürlich auch noch auf. Und meine Coaching-Ausbildung, die freue ich mich super, die startet im Januar für Orgasmic Birth Business. Ja, für Frauen, die wirklich auch zum Thema Geburt andere empowern wollen und gleichzeitig geil verdienen wollen, weil das dürfen wir. Wir dürfen. Ich liebe euch und ich danke euch für euer Zuschauen.